handful of games to go, expected to win the title this season. Wellington expected to dominate proceedings, and as we've seen when A-League opposition play men's NPL opposition, Archie, we saw it last week when Heidelberg played against the Brisbane Roar. One of the things they want to avoid is an early goal. Brisbane scored in the second minute, so they'll be very conscious of not conceding early as Wellington move the ball forward. This is Callum Elliott, and it's well blocked for the first corner. Yeah, 2 goals, 2 minutes it took Brisbane to score. Wellington with their first opportunity from a set piece. Keegan Smith, the former Wellington goalkeeper, alert, well headed away. Here's Elliott.
And this is the type of football that Wellington are going to probably expect tonight. Devonport are just going to really sit in and try to absorb much of the pressure as they can. And for Devonport, they just need to not concede that early goal, like you say, because heads can go down. And then once they grow into the game, that's when the confidence will start to lift. And they're not on top of the ladder here in Tassie for no reason. They've got good quality players all over the park. And I'm really interested to see that Taylor Last that a lot of people are talking about in that central midfield for Devonport, because my understanding, Zappers, is he's stayed to do his year 12, which is, really not, you don't see that very often. If you get an opportunity, you tend to go straight away, but obviously he believes in his talent, and hopefully we'll see a little bit of it tonight.
Yeah, approached by Melbourne City to join them. He's still studying and just 17 years of age, wants to stay here. Born and bred in Devonport. They reckon he could be the next big thing after Nathaniel Atkinson, who grew up down the road in Launceston. Of course, Nathaniel now doing his thing over in Scotland at Heart of Midlothian, and playing for the Socceroos as well. So we wish young Taylor Last all the best in his career and hope he has a good night tonight out in the park for the Devonport City Strikers.
Yeah, definitely. And, the hot thing at the moment is the hot chips and gravy here at Devonport, which is a bit of a luxury here. But, hopefully we can see a lot of him. And like I said, next big thing here in Tassie.
Long ball played in the Ben Wayne direction. Costa Barbarousa's trying to pick up possession from the chest down, but Devonport doing well. It's a nice movement down the left-hand side as Wellington try and get across in. It's Oscar Van Hattem. Now Sam Sutton with the ball inside, flicked over, and that trickles away for a corner kick. It did take a deflection on the way through.
Yeah, it was a beautiful ball, swinging ball in, a lot of pace. Ben Wayne, always so deadly in that 18-yard box, always so alert. Just gets a little flick on, deflected, keep out to be on his toes.
Wellington Phoenix arriving here 2 days ago, and they had a training session here yesterday to familiarise themselves as the in-swinging ball comes in. And that's easily handled by Keegan Smith. A free kick awarded for a body check in the meantime. Keegan Smith spoke about watching the live draw of the Australia Cup about a month ago now, and in the club room here they were all gathered and watching it on 10 play, and he was very happy indeed when the Wellington Phoenix name was drawn out of the pot. His former side played with the Wellington Phoenix in the A-League men's competition, and after not getting regular game time, decided to move away and get an opportunity. A little bit of a mix-up at the back there for the Wellington Phoenix. Managed to get away with it.
Yeah, Ollie Sale was just caught in two minds there, whether to come or not.
Opportunity now for Ali Doulet, who plays the ball to the far post. Still alive, and a great opportunity here for the home side. A great save by Ollie Sale. And I tell you what, Roberto Garrido had a terrific chance. Still a chance here. Taylor last. Garrido! Oh my goodness! They opened them up and almost opened the scoring. What a great opportunity for the Devonport City Strikers. He's banging them in for fun in the men's NPL competition. And Roberto Garrido almost got the first.
Well, again, it was that mazy run from Taylor last. We just spoke about his quality. Really comfortable in the ball, and he saw that little diagonal run. Needs to do better there, Fernandez Garrido. But it was a smart run across the box. And that awareness from Taylor last to be able to find him. That early pressure they've absorbed. They're starting to now find that confidence that we talked about. And again, it's that rustiness of Wellington, not playing too much football. Very lucky to escape Wellington Phoenix on that occasion.
Well, that got him up and about, didn't it, Archie Thompson?
I tell you what, Zappers, I love when you get excited. It excites me.
What a start that would have been for the home side. Roberto Fernandez Garrido has 16 goals to his name in the competition. His first year at the club. Hails from Spain.
It's a beautiful bit of play, but these are the opportunities that they don't get very often, especially against A-League teams. So they need to take them, and that was just on a 6-yard box too. Really just had to hit the target.
That should be an easy one for the keeper, although the keeper's call came and then the header cleared the danger. Henry Andrews getting the ball up the park for Devonport and winning the throw-in. This is Garrido. What about that touch? Nice flick on. Andrews couldn't read it. Now here's a great chance for Ben Wayne for Wellington. Wayne with the shot and Ben Wayne with the finish. That is a terrific finish by Ben Wayne, a terrific young player. And he was given an opportunity and put it away. Wellington with the lead.
Well, it's that combination, Costa, Barbarouses and Ben Wayne. We've seen it with the All Whites, and now we're seeing it here with the Wellington team. Exciting for Wellington Phoenix, as this is what they're going to see this season. You can see he just turns on the half turn and plays a ball, beautifully weighted ball in front of Ben Wayne, who's got so much pace. Keeps his head keeps his head down. But a great turn there, I think, from Pennington. And on the shoulders, Ben Wayne, great finish. There's not much that keeper could have done there. And again, the opportunity should have been taken from Devonport. Now they find themselves 1-0 down and they've got to chase the game.
Oh, an exciting start here at Valley Road. Chances at both ends. But it's Wellington who take their opportunity. And they have the early advantage. They need to settle now here, the home side. Toby Barton in a chase back. Does well to find Ali Dula. Picked up from Parramatta. Was playing in Sydney last season. A nice sweeping ball. Nick Lanau Atkinson, who scored the winner last weekend for them in the NPL competition. This is Dule. A nice ball over the top. The right idea from Taylor last. Tried to a little loop pass, but couldn't quite execute it.
Yeah, Wellington really finding it difficult to defend that 18-yard box across when the ball comes across. Just have seen to be in all sorts, and I feel like the Devonport, if they just get that bit of composure around that 18-yard box, can cause some damage. But for an A-League team, I know I've been part of a lot of FA Cups when you're playing against NPL teams, is that when you score early, it's such an advantage because, you know, you're used to NPL teams sitting back, absorbing a lot of pressure, putting pretty much the brick house, the brick wall up, and now this just opens up where you can be able to play their football.
Nice intercept. And now an opportunity for Henry Andrews to Ali Dule. Garrido tries the 1-2. right idea. It was a nice movement forward for the home side. Andrews again. Plays it back to the captain, Kieran Mulroney, who was beaten to that contest where they conceded that first goal. Fahim Moradi out on that right-hand side with the number 6, Garrido. Looked dangerous again. Nice challenge to win the ball back. This is Lanau Atkinson. Loses it at the edge of the 18-yard area. Clayton Lewis did well for Wellington. Been part of the side for several years now, Clayton Lewis. Experienced campaigner in the middle of the park.
How often have we seen him pick up the ball there where there's a lot of pressure and he's comfortable on it, where he can get his team out of that sort of danger area.
How about that mullet on Charles Bidwell, the number 12, with those blonde locks? Ryan Grant would be happy with that. Although,
mate, I'd be happy with that if I could grow it, but unfortunately...
Although Ryan's mullet is now long gone.
Oh, yes, well...
But
I don't know if he's... I'm pretty sure his mum and dad would be pretty happy about that. But it did look good. I mean, it was kind of pretty much a rock star down there in the Cove.
Yeah, absolutely. So Wellington comfortable on the ball at the moment. Scott Watson lays it high. Keeper needs to come, and he just hesitated. Keegan Smith got there in the end.
Yeah, that Fernandez Garrido, I just watch him when that ball was played in just moments before. He does pick up really good positions between the defenders, and then it's difficult for a defender to be able to pick up a striker when they don't know where they are.
Another great chance here for Wellington through Wayne. Costa Barbarouses making the run. Ben Wayne goes alone. Fumble from the keeper, but he picks it up on the second attempt, Keegan Smith. Ben Wayne looking dangerous early. Devonport City and their path to the round of 32 for this date tonight defeated the Clarence Zebras by 6-0. Glenorchy Knights 4-2 as Ali Dulac comes forward, makes a nice run into the 18-yard box. Wellington with plenty of numbers there to thwart the danger. Here's Toby Barton, gets it moving quickly. Fernandez Garrido. Ali Dulac again. They want the corner, they won't get it the home side. Yeah, the Glenorchy Knights 4-2. Devonport defeating Kingsborough Lions, and then a 3-0 win against South Hobart to get them to this date tonight. Ali Dulac, Roberto Fernandez Garrido, both on the score sheet that night, and Garrido scoring twice.
You can see that a lot of the play comes through him, but he's so comfortable on the ball. And also to be able to receive the ball with a defender in his back and play other players in. You can see why he scored so many goals, because, like I said, he brings other players in, but he picks up really good positions in between defenders, and he wants to be in that 18-yard box.
So much effort has gone into putting this fixture on tonight. Temporary stands brought in, temporary lighting brought in, food trucks behind us. Archie lining up along the outer side of the grandstand as the Wellington Phoenix threaten again, and that's well cleared by Kieran Mulroney at the near post. Out for another corner though to Wellington.
And Devonport just having trouble defending centre of the park there. Wellington players allowed to turn with no real pressure. The ball breaks down, and then as soon as they win that ball back, Wellington have got players out wide, and it was a great ball in there from Sutton. But good defending, because Ben Wayne was coming that back post.
So another test here for Keegan Smith. Lockie Keefer sees the foul. A free kick awarded to Devonport.
You can see the Wellington player was all over the back of that Devonport defender. Yeah, it's just about when Wellington are just able to turn in that third and cause a lot of problems. Devonport needed to just tighten that up a little bit.
Here's Barbarousis, former teammate of yours, Archie Thompson.
Oh, I love watching him play. He always picks up great positions and looks to face forward and take players on, makes smart runs off the shoulders.
Pennington sweeps it out wide and picked up by Sutton. A wall of players though to beat, and Charles Bidwell clears it for the home side.
It'll be interesting to see how Costa Barbarousis goes this year. I know there was a lot of pressure on him at Sydney FC. A lot of unwanted pressure, because I felt like he was one of those players that stood up in times when Sydney FC needed it. He scored goals, important goals, and it was always so threatening going forward, and probably didn't get the accolades that what I thought he deserved there. And, you know, and it's great for Wellington. He's back. He's in his own country. Be around family. It certainly helps too when you can build that confidence back up again.
Fouled by Mulroney, who said he thought it was a dive. But Lockie Keever's awarded the free kick to Wellington, and they come again. Ufuk Tele side, who made the semi-final of this competition last season. Terrific run, the best in their club's history. Previously, they'd had a poor run in the Australia Cup, the Wellington Phoenix. And Ufuk Tele really making a point of focusing on this competition last season, and he'll be doing the same this year. I spoke to him earlier today, and he said so vital that they have meaningful games in the lead up to their A-League men's campaign, and a very different campaign it will be for them this year. Playing at home, back at home after 2 years on the road. Quite extraordinary circumstances that these players have had to face over the last couple of years at Wellington due to COVID being based in Australia.
Yeah, and a little bit disappointing for New Zealand football with the All Whites not making the World Cup. It definitely would have made homecoming for this season a lot bigger, but we saw what happened with that country as soon as the gates were open and Wellington could go back. They had full stadiums, the atmosphere was incredible. For Wellington, they just probably, and we've talked about, key players that they probably need and missing is up in that front third. I think they still need a key position in number 9.
Number 9 and a number 10 they're on the lookout for.
Yeah, and you've got the speed of Costa, you've got Ben Wayne, you've got Clayton Lewis, who's great on the ball and be able to find players, because you're missing Reno Piscopo. He's a big loss for them. A huge find for Newcastle Jets.
Prior to last season, they made the round of 32 and knocked out on the round of 32 on 4 occasions. Wellington only made it through to the round of 16 once. And then, of course, that run last year was their best result in the semi-final.
And what a game that was, by the way. They were really in the box seat. They were up against Melbourne Victory, who went on and won the Australian Cup, but they'd be hugely disappointed they didn't take anything from that game, because Melbourne Victory were well out of it.
Here come Wellington again. Sean Sutton down the left-hand side. Van Hattem. Pennington, who's been good in the midfield for them. This is Tim Payne, one of the most experienced players in the competition, let alone this side. He wins a free kick. Scott Wootton now. Plays a terrific sweeping ball. Great move. Barbarousis to Wayne. And almost a second for the Wellington Phoenix.
Oh, what a beautiful ball in behind there. Something that Devonport haven't been able to really cope with is those wide runs in behind. But a great touch from Sutton. Laid into the path of Costa. I think he just scuffed it a little bit. But
I don't think that was a pass.
No, I love you, Costa, but I don't think that I could say that it honestly was a pass. But again, he found himself in a good position, and Ben Wayne should have done better there. He just seemed to just get it all wrong.
This is Lewis now. Has some space. Devonport with plenty of numbers behind the ball. Elliott. Pennington. Lewis looks to flick it on, and this time Keegan Smith's quick off his line.
Again, when the Wellington players just get off their defenders, they're able to get a turn or find some space, and that's really causing Devonport a lot of problems. But for Devonport, I know that I've been part of a lot of teams, and when you play against quality opposition and you're defending for so long, it's fatigue starts to set in. You're not chasing your players back, and it's only early in the game. But like I said, when you do that much defending, it certainly fatigues you.
Connor Park with the sweeping ball this time. Calls for handball. It was outside the area. Waved on by Lockie Keevers, the referee. Hasn't given much to the home side yet, Lockie Keevers. Here's an attempt which sails over the bar from Nick Lenau-Atkinson, who scored the winner on the weekend for them.
Yeah, he didn't give up on that ball there and did so well to get a shot across. It would have been difficult to beat Ollie Sale from that distance, but that's the sort of intent you want to see from Devonport.
Devonport City Strikers formed in 1966. What an occasion this is for them tonight. Valley Road, known as the Portress. Of course, this Port City is where the Spirit of Tasmania docks. And it dominates the skyline. It's not a huge skyline here, Archie Thompson, but when you're driving to town, you see that Spirit of Tasmania, and it's the tallest thing in town.
Might be something like War of the Worlds, mate. To be honest. Pretty beautiful little town. I've never actually been to Devonport before, so yeah, it's incredible.
Wellington comfortable here with an early goal to Ben Wayne, if you've just joined us. 9 minutes in, but just before that, the home side had a terrific opportunity from Roberto Fernando Garrido, their leading goal scorer, 16 goals to his name in the NPL. And what a moment that would have been if he could have taken that chance. Here's Barbarousis. Laws. Nice ball inside. Once again, Devonport with plenty of numbers back. Laws will try and run it down. Garrido gets the front position. Laws wins it back. Now Tim Payne plays it across for Scott Watton. Wellington content to knock it to side and then find the pass, and there it is. Sutton again to Laws. Now Pennington, look at the space he's got. Barbarousis turns one way, then the other. Now Watton. Patient build up here by the Wellington Phoenix. Laws now plays it into the 18-yard area, headed away. Kieran Mulroney, the captain and the club plumber, gets the header away. There's a free kick. Henry Andrews going in a little bit late. From Devonport, Henry Andrews, one of several players born and bred in this town. Here's another chance for Wellington. The goal scorer, Ben Wayne, across the face of goal. Somehow that stayed out. I thought that was going to end up inside the far post.
Well, again, it's coming from that left-hand side. Sam Sutton, low, hard cross, and a great touch from Ben Wayne, and just hits it low and hard. It was a great save. But again, it's those forward runs that Wellington are making. It's a second, it's a third, and And then when the defenders are going after them, they're just checking off and able to get that space, turn. It's really a joy to watch.
Keegan Smith with a good save there. He comes this time with a double fist, and on the second attempt takes it cleanly. Looking to move it quickly. Decides against it. Here's Toby Barton. Now Fahim Muradi. Lanau Atkinson. The cross comes in to Ali Dule, who finds front position but can't maintain possession and gives away a free kick with a late challenge behind play. Lockie Keepers was right onto it. Was about to give him a yellow card, I reckon, and decided against it.
Yeah, just a little late with that challenge. But you can see that Wellington are starting to find their groove, a little bit more comfortable in defending, especially on that top of that 18-yard box. You could see early on in the match they were finding it difficult to defend that Devonport players, but they've certainly got that in order now. And again, it's just those forward runs. You see Clayton Lewis, Costa Barbarousis making 1 or 2 runs. As soon as they get that ball and look up, the Wellington players, a player looks to make a run in behind.
Certainly plenty of support for the home side here. Over 3,000 here tonight. You see the Gordon Rimmer stand packed to the rafters. That was full 2 hours before kickoff. And just behind that stand, there's an artificial turf pitch, which is used for training and for the juniors. And you might remember when the former Prime Minister was here, Scott Morrison. We'll talk about that in a moment as they go forward, the home side. Henry Andrews tries to bustle his way through the wall of yellow shirts. Can't get there, and it's out for a throw in. But yeah, that was the spot, Archie, behind us, behind that Gordon Rimmer stand, where Scott Morrison rugby tackled a poor junior of the Devonport City Strikers.
Yeah, well, look, mate, he's probably part of the team. Like, you know, my tackle against a young boy in Geelong for West United. So.
And the reason the former Prime Minister was here was to promise extra funding to further extend this venue and add to the grandstand and function rooms here. But I am told that work will still take place, not as big as previously planned, but the Gordon Rimmer stand will be demolished. The much-loved grandstand out there, and replaced with a brand new grandstand and a function facility.
Oh, a politician living up to his promises. That's
well, he lost the election, Arch.
But well, there you go.
They've managed to find the money regardless.
Well, it shows you know how much I know about politics. I don't even know who the Prime Minister is, but...
you do. It's Anthony Albanese.
Oh, well, actually, I didn't.
And he was wearing a Socceroos jersey just the other week.
Okay, well, I know him now.
When he got his COVID jab. So there you go. He's a supporter of the Socceroos.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Oh, yes, I know Albanese. I just stay well out of politics, mate.
Good idea.
Well above my paycheck. Well, everything's about above my paycheck, it seems.
But they've spent $500,000 on drainage to this ground. Needed it today because the rain was coming in sideways. And 50 mil of rain hit Devonport today. So that drainage is money well spent. You might remember the last Australia Cup game here was played in the mud, pretty much. But well done to the local government and council here who've invested in this facility and continue to do so. Here's Elliott for Lewis. Lewis does well to get to the byline, and that's a great challenge. A clean challenge by Charles Bidwell, forcing it out for another corner kick to Wellington Phoenix.
They need to make that challenge, and they need to make it clean because it was just outside the 18-yard box. It's creeping in. You can see Clayton Lewis having a little word to the linesman, thinking there was a little bit more, but it was that little shimmy there. Didn't seem to win the ball. There's a case there, I thought, for at least a free kick.
There's another corner. Keegan Smith does well again. Double fist. Away from Lewis. Whips it in once more. Barbarousis. Pennington. Now Sam Sutton, who's seen plenty of the ball on the left-hand side. Every clearance is cheered by. On the scoreboard, it's only 1-0 to Wellington. And as long as that remains the case, there'll be plenty of hope here. Here's Garrido. Just took a heavy touch there and opened the door for Nick Pennington. Taylor last gives away the foul.
Head up and lost possession of the ball. Really good opportunity to break there for Devonport. The man on the right-hand side, but looked to take it by himself. Fuktele be pretty disappointed about the cheap giveaway from the Wellington defender.
Spoke about Charles Bidwell, the number 12, and his mullet. Well, it's no surprise he's wearing a mullet because he's only 18 years of age, but on the more serious side, it's great to see a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old in the middle of the park for the Devonport City Strikers. Both local boys, born and bred in Devonport.
Well, this is what the Australia Cup's about. You know, obviously you want to go on as far as you can and win the cup, but it's these little stories that you don't necessarily get to hear about, and especially these youngsters that are, you know, applying their trade in some of these lower leagues, but really matching it with a lot of the I guess more experienced players. And when you come from a professional outfit, it's you know, sometimes you get a bit overawed when you play against these sort of opposition, but they're holding their own.
Here's an opportunity now for the home side. A set piece, a long way out. Taylor last plays it long, and Ollie Sale does really well in slippery conditions to read that one. It was floated up and took it cleanly. Ollie Sale, of course, part of the New Zealand national team as well. Plenty of experience. The Wellington keeper. Taylor last with the chest down. It's just a little bit too short for him, Murati. Clayton Lewis now. Plays it over the top looking for Barbarouses. Well defended. So now Atkinson. We'll get another chance here. Atkinson needs to do some running now. Pennington. Taylor last can't clear it, and the shot over the crossbar by Oscar Van Hatten. So they're well in this. Devonport, they've done well since conceding. Wellington Phoenix with one really good chance through Ben Wayne, which was saved by Keegan Smith. But apart from that, Archie Thompson, they're containing the A-League opposition.
Yeah, and they had a great opportunity early on in this half to take the lead. And, you know, if you can go into a half-time only 1-0 down, you can build with that bit of confidence, knowing that you can just give it all in that second half. But they've got to be careful of those balls that are played out. You saw a beautiful pass from Tim Payne into Clayton Lewis. It's those players that you've got to be mindful of. Tighten up a little bit, but if they can see out this half without conceding again, I think those little areas the manager will be looking to kind of tidy up for Devonport.
Bench, the Devonport bench, I should say, contemplating their next move. Tom Ballantyne, the coach.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be wanting to make too many changes. If anything, it'd be probably maybe due to a bit of tiredness from you know, chasing the ball most of this first half. But I don't see that they need to make any changes just yet. Maybe even panic in that half-time break. Obviously, if they don't concede.
What defending to do here as Sutton cuts inside, and another chance goes begging for Wellington. Sutton to Ben Wayne, who finally got the shot in.
You can see Ben
Wayne's
Wayne
looked really dangerous in this first half, hasn't he, Arthur?
Yeah, 100%. And again, it's that youthfulness that as soon as he faces his defender, he want to take him on and get a strike.
There's opportunity for him to claim a first team regular starting position, Ben Wayne. Fuktale has said he's looking for a number 9, but with Barbarousis and Wayne alongside, there could be a good combination for them. Wayne's been in and out of the starting 11 in the last season. Nice high ball. A handball there, no, said Lockie Keevers. Wellington still with a chance here. Van Hatten tries the shot, blocked. With an opportunity, does well to maintain possession. What will his next move be? Tries to get around his defender. Maradi can't keep possession for the home side. Lockie Keevers isn't very popular here. I don't think he's awarded too many free kicks to the home side. I reckon the free kick count might be about 10-1 in favour of Wellington.
Yeah, look, I thought that Sam Sutton went down a bit soft there. It could have been almost blown for a bit of a dive. Yeah, look, not a fan favourite at the moment. But, yeah, look, I don't think there's been too many decisions that haven't been wrong from the referee.
Nevertheless, the home fans don't agree.
Well, the home fans are never going to agree unless it goes their way.
That's right. Well, it's great to hear them in great voice tonight. It's a nice move for Lewis. Barbarousis making the run. Well covered by Mulroney, the captain. That was a dangerous run forward by Costa Barbarousis. He'd love to get on the score sheet in his first game back for the Wellington Phoenix. Throw-in taken quickly for Devonport. Ali Doulé with the shot. Spilled by Ollie Sale. And that was a good move for the Devonport City strikers.
Again, it was that alertness from Fernandez Guerrero to take that early throw. And Dooley, a great opportunity there to test the keeper. Ollie Sale made a great save down to his right. But you can certainly see they're not out of it.
Ali Doulé from Sydney, played at Parramatta last year, brought to the club and really enjoying his time down here. Scored 6 goals so far this campaign. Fuktale mentioned him in his press conference yesterday, saying he was well aware of his ability. Plays out wide, happy to run at players, can take players on and beat them. And we've seen glimpses of that in this first half. Henry Andrews in the middle, doing his defensive duties. Long ball played across now for Wellington. Last does well. Andrews moves it along quickly. Rahim Maradi now with space to work on the right-hand side as the Gordon Rimmer stand makes plenty of noise to encourage him on. Garrido. Now Bidwell out to the left. Now Atkinson.
18-yard box. What Wellington really do well is their fullbacks just make those real narrow runs in behind, and when they do receive it, they're in on goal. Always difficult to defend.
So another corner here for Wellington. Lewis, this time to the far post, netted, nodded back, and that's an easy take for Keegan Smith. Looks to move it along quickly. Now there's going to be a yellow card here, and you can hear the loudest roar of the evening. Keevers said that wasn't fair. Josh Laws running across the goalkeeper. And he goes into the book.
I think Lockie Keevers just be able to walk out of here a safe man. He's with that decision. You can see that he's come across him. I think it's a bit of a deliberate maybe a deliberate handball there. That's where that yellow cards come in. Because they did look to break nice and early because they had some players making forward runs.
So now Atkinson loops it into the 18-yard area. Needs to be more precise with those balls going forward. Josh Law still arguing the point with Lockie Keevers about that yellow card. Free header for Toby Barton. You heard the call in the effects mic. And now Atkinson slides in a little bit early. The ball does run over for a throw in. So we approach injury time. It's the Wellington Phoenix. A goal to the good thanks to Ben Wayne in the 9th minute. Once again, long-ranging ball down the left-hand side. And it's kept in. Sutton well tracked back by Connor Park, who's had a busy time of it in this first half. Playing on the right-hand side of defence. 1 minute to be added to this first half. An entertaining half of football in this round of 32 Cup tie. The Australia Cup. Don't forget the draw will be held tonight, straight after the conclusion of the final games. As Kieran Mulvaney slides in, he needed to because there was some space on the right-hand side. Callum Elliott was making a very good run.
Wellington just so able to be able to turn defence into attack with a ball in behind and just use that pace. And Devonport just haven't been able to cope with it. The speed of Ben Wayne, Costa-Barbarousis, Callum Elliott this side, you can see the sort of football that Fucatello wants to play this year.
And there it is, the half-time whistle here at Valley Road in Devonport. Terrific half of football. It's the Wellington Phoenix who lead at half-time thanks to Ben Wayne's strike in the 9th minute. At half-time, it's Devonport City Strikers 0, Wellington Phoenix 1. Taps on the back all round, Archie Thompson for the home side. Whilst they're behind, they're still in this contest.
Yeah, they are, and they'll be disappointed not to take that early lead. Fernandez Guerrero, a great opportunity to score nice and early, and when you don't, you cop one straight after, which Ben Wayne took with a plum.
78% possession to the Phoenix. That tells the story of the first half. But they've been composed, the home side, and not overawed by this occasion. Here are the highlights from the first half, and this is the chance we speak of. Taylor last with a great run for Fernandez Garrido, only 8 yards out. And as you said, Archie should have hit the target from there.
Yeah, well, look, it was a beautiful touch with his left to draw it into his path, and he just kind of snatched at it. I don't think he realised he had that amount of time to be able to take that composure, but this is what Wellington have done so well. They've been able to come off their defender, get a turn in, and what a beautiful pass by Costa Barbarousse is into the path. Look at that, and that first touch, using that pace, and all you have to do is keep it low and hard. Not much the keeper can do in that situation.
So Ben Wayne, the goal scorer, and Barbarousse almost teed up Wayne for another moments later. Devonport weren't done with yet. Ali Dula with another opportunity, just couldn't get enough on his shot. So there it is at half time. We'll be back in a few minutes with all the action for the second half. Welcome back to Valley Road in Devonport for the second half of this round of 32 Australia Cup clash between the Devonport City Strikers and the Wellington Phoenix. It's Ufuk Tele's side with a slender advantage at half-time thanks to Ben Wayne, who scored in the 9th minute. Devonport re-emerge in front of a fantastic crowd here tonight, around 3,000 in the house, potentially more, making plenty of noise every time the home side creates an opportunity. Ufuk Tele in deep conversation with Lockie Keevers, the referee tonight. Wonder whether Ufuk Tele will consider very soon bringing on his new recruit, Bulgarian Bozidar Krajev, who's poised to make his first appearance in Wellington Phoenix colours tonight. They are without Steve Ugarkovic, of course, and Lucas Morangas, who have both been deemed ineligible to play because they were cup tied after playing in playoff games last season. Ugarkovic here tonight, watching along with Lucas Morangas. As Lockie Keevers gets us underway for this second half, with Devonport in the blue, attacking the goal to the right of screen. Oscar Van Hatten wins the ball back immediately for Wellington. I like the look of number 15 too. He's had a good first half. Henry Andrews in the midfield, been doing plenty of work. Tall and quite agile. Wellington worked their way forward early on in the second half. A great opportunity, and that's a good clearance. It could have gone anywhere. Toby Barton was on the spot and had to be alert, and he was.
And again, it's the same theme as the first half. Sam Sutton is making those marauding runs down the left-hand side and those quality passes in, and that could have gone anywhere. Look at how hard that was, and you know,
It could have ended up in his own net for sure. So an early corner here to Wellington. A bright start for them. Looking to put this one beyond doubt early in this second half. Short one for Barbarousis. Played into the far post. Another dangerous one again. And Barton, I think it was, that got the final touch once more. So a second successive corner kick early in this second stanza.
And you can tell with the message at halftime from Ufuk Tele is that they want to come out and really stamp home this advantage of 1-0 and get an early goal, because, you know, with the cup games, the longer the game goes on, the more an opportunity for Devonport.
Clayton Lewis, short one. Barbarousis has played it back to Lewis, and they manage to clear it. There's an injury behind play, so there'll be a little pause. Wellington Phoenix will travel back to Sydney tomorrow, and we'll play a practice match against the Central Coast Mariners on the weekend. So Ufuk Tele will use a lot of the players who don't play a lot of game time tonight to get some game time under their belt against the Central Coast Mariners on Saturday. And then should they be drawn against an NPL opposition, not play at home, then they're looking to remain in Australia to play their next fixture, which would be the round of 16 fixture next week in Australia. So avoiding the travel back to New Zealand, only to come back on Thursday. So it makes perfect sense, and they're planning to be away from home for a little while and reduce the amount of travel time. And don't forget, of course, that draw for the round of 16 occurs tonight on 10 play. Actions right around the ground, of course. We'll keep you up to date with the scores in the other fixtures. Western United leading Melbourne Victory by a 1-0. Sydney United 1-0 over the Monaro Panthers. Parramatta, Peninsula Power, I should say, 2-1 over NWS Spirit. They're the current scores in the other games in the round of 32 tonight. Kiva's just asking for some space at the goalkeeper. Keegan Smith, plenty of bodies around him. Lewis flicks it in to the far post. That's a header straight to the keeper. He had to be on the right spot, Keegan Smith, and he was. Keeping his side in the game. Henry Andrews flicking it on, but nobody there to pick it up. Ollie Sale put under pressure. Fans behind the goal making sure he knew about it. This is Pennington. And another free kick awarded to the Knicks.
It was a beautiful delivery from Clayton Lewis. Very accurate, and you can see it was, I think, Wooten got a header on goal. Keeper didn't know too much about it, almost parried it straight back into his direction.
Ball played in the Ben Wayne direction, the goal scorer. Charles Bidwell, the 18-year-old from Devonport, clears the danger but gives away possession. Ben Wayne trying to win it back. Taylor Last, the 17-year-old, does very well. Strong on the ball, demanding the ball in the midfield. Played back to him. Plenty to like about the 17-year-old. Turned over in the midfield though. Wellington will look to build again. Here's Pennington. Now Sutton, who was one of Wellington's busiest in the first half. Now Tim Payne. Sutton demanding it, but Payne goes long. Ben Wayne remains onside. Gets the cross in. Plenty of blue shirts there. Van Hatten couldn't control it, and now a chance for the home side. Charles Bidwell just looked up and couldn't see anything to his advantage forward and decided to hold things up. Now the sweeping ball won't make its way to Ali Doulat on the far side, on the left-hand side. This is Barton. Doulat. 2 to beat, decides to go backwards. Francesco Garrido tried to win the header at the near post. Well defended. Here's Sutton again. Plenty of room here for Josh Laws. Pennington. Wooten. No rush, Wellington here. A patient build-up for Payne. Just sitting off them, Devonport for the moment. Now Wellington try the long approach. Easily managed by Park with the header away. Taylor Last in there. Got the clearance, and that'll be another Wellington throw.
Now we've got this opportunity. I just want to say sorry to all the Devonport people because it's been made apparent to me that I was saying Devonport in that first half. And,
it's your Melbourne accent.
Yeah, it is, but you know, I'm not renowned for making pronunciations wrong.
No, you've never done that.
I've never done that. So all the Devonport people, I'm sorry. I don't get out of Melbourne very often.
Devonport City Strikers. What a night they've put on tonight here in this round of 32 contest in the Australia Cup. Every available vantage point just about taken here. A great crowd of over 3,000. The excitement in this city was evident for all to see leading into this competition. They're on top of the NPL Tasmania competition. 14 wins from 16 games. They defeated Glenorchy on the weekend. Glenorchy won the title last season, so that was a massive game for them. Great history about this club, of course. In 2016, they became the first Tasmanian team to make it through to the round of 16 in the FFA Cup, as it was known then. And that night, they defeated the Lambton Jaffers right here at Valley Road. And then a Miles Barnard brace helped Devonport to their best ever result in the Australia Cup. They defeated Northcote City to equal that 2016 effort to make it through to the round of 16 back then as well. Canteen doing a bumper trade too tonight. They've been preparing for weeks. Defending by Fahim Maradi to win the ball right in front of our vantage points. It is some vantage point too tonight, Archie. We're on top of a truck. Standing on the roof of a truck. Never thought I'd see the day.
That's the beauty of the Australian Cup, mate. You never know where you're going to be, but you know, for Wellington at the moment, they've just started with a bit of intensity in this first half, but just second half, but just seemed to have dropped off a little bit. You can see Ufuk Tale on the sideline, not too pleased with the way they've started this.
Garrido with a great back heel, almost came off for them. You can see the skill he's got, the Spaniard. He played US college football last year. A lovely pass for Ali Doulay. Here's a chance. He goes down, Ali Doulay. Waved away by Lockie Keevers. And that's great defending. That slide tackle comes in. And the crowd's up and about now.
Well, I tell you what, that Toby Barton challenge, he's a big boy, but he made it nice and clean. You can see that Clayton Lewis came over the top just to have a little word that, you know, Costa Barbarouses was fine.
Speaking of the catering, great to see that the officials are enjoying their meals tonight.
Yeah, right.
Might need some of that catering sent up to the commentary box at some point this evening. They can't hear us,
Well, I might throw something down at him, actually.
Is that a pasta Benny's eating?
Oh, there's that Italian in you, mate. You can notice that. What sort of sauce is that? I can tell you it's a carbonara. Master Chef told me that.
Here's Sutton. Some bright signs for the home side in the first half. Second half. First stages of the second half is what I was trying to say.
Seem to be pressing a little bit higher. Devonport sitting as deep. Not really letting Wellington be able to dictate the play.
Pennington with the long ball, and that'll be dealt with easily.
But that could be due to a bit of tiredness from Wellington. We know that when they're early in their pre-season, that intensity levels tend to drop off. They're making a lot of runs in that first half.
Well, this is a very good point you make, Archie, because Ufuk Tale, when I spoke to him earlier today, said his greatest concern is the fitness levels. They've only had one practice match leading into this match tonight, Wellington Phoenix. It was against a local side in the New Zealand competition, which they won 2-0. But of course, the home side, Devonport, have played 16 games in their men's NPL competition, and they are match hardened and match fit. Can they defend well here? Poor pass, turning it over. Sam Sutton on that occasion a little wayward with his delivery. Here's Taylor Last, who had to get the ball quickly. It was a dangerous pass from the goalkeeper. It might open an opportunity here for Ben Wayne. Now Clayton Lewis, well defended again. It's an injury behind play, but Lockie Keevers says play should continue, and now it will be stopped. And a yellow card handed out. Ben Wayne down on the pitch, looking to receive some medical treatment as the doctors come on. There
was a great little bit of skill there here from Sam Sutton. He's probably been one of Wellington's better players in this match, but
Toby Barton
shows
was
a
with
great skill.
that challenge. We've seen him throw his body about, Toby Barton, and he was right in the thick of things there again.
Yeah, as I was saying about Sam Sutton, he made a beautiful little chinking run into that front third, and just a nice, easy little pass in front of Costa Barbarouses really would have put Devonport under pressure. But again, that's that fatigue that sort of sets in. And it'll be interesting to see whether Wellington will make some changes. I can just see Sam Sutton on the sideline getting some instructions. But I really like him. I know he sort of came onto the scene last season, really excited in that left position. And I've been very impressed with the other right back, Elliott. Louis Fenton, obviously not playing for Wellington, had a stellar season, stellar career here actually. But you can see his quality. Elliott loves to get forward, comfortable on the ball. Such an advantage when you've got two wing backs that are able to play and get forward and attack.
Here he is, Sutton. Seen him cover a lot of territory in this left-hand side this evening. Pennington switches play quickly. Devonport once again forced to find their shape and chase. Barbarouses, can he keep the ball in play? Costa Barbarouses, he can, gets a dangerous ball across. And seen out of danger by Connor Park, who had the intervention at the near post for Devonport.
Again, it was Callan Elliott that just drove at the defence of Devonport, and again,
whipped in, dangerous ball. The header
great.
Is a terrific finish, and that is a second for Wellington Phoenix. Oscar Van Hatten was with the final touch, and that's going to make it very difficult for the home side.
Again, it was a delivery from the out wide areas for Wellington that would cause trouble for Devonport all night. I think it might have been Clayton Lewis that swung it in onto his left foot.
He's been delivering some great balls all night, Lewis, hasn't he? And this was no exception, and a terrific header by Oscar Van Hatten. Saw the keeper off his line and placed it into that far post.
He almost just generated just that little bit of power that was needed with the delivery from Clayton Lewis.
So the first substitution of the evening for the home side.
Like you said, that just takes a little bit of pressure off the Wellington team.
Joel Stone coming on, the number 10. I believe that's for Connor Park. Well, there's Connor there, so we'll just double check who's come off as Devonport win a free kick. As the rain starts to tumble down here at Valley Road. Henry Andrews heading over to provide some advice to the 17-year-old. Taylor Last will take the set piece. Can they get one back here? Taylor Last just a bit too much on it. The youngster.
Go again.
Big raps on the 17-year-old, as we spoke about earlier. Can he join the likes of Nathaniel Atkinson, who grew up and played his football at Riverside in Launceston? Jess Curran, who's from Burnie, played some football in Scotland. Braden Mann, who plays his football in the NPL in Victoria. Michael Holden, another Tasmanian product who spent some time at Melbourne Victory. The great David Clarkson, of course, who played in some very good South Melbourne teams in the 90s. Kurt Reynolds, another one who captained the under-23 Australian side, who played for Launceston. So there haven't been a lot of Tasmanian footballers over the years to make it at the very highest of levels. Let's hope we see a few from tonight.
Well, everything I've seen so far, I mean, he's been really tidy on the ball when he has had it. I know that when you get into a bit more of a professional environment where you're playing with really good players, it certainly helps.
Here's Ben Wayne. We might have another one here. He spots the keeper of his line, and that is a terrific finish. Ben Wayne makes it 3 for the Wellington Phoenix, and that should be enough to see them through to the round of 16 of the Australia Cup.
Well, we've seen this all night from Wellington. Again, turning defence into attack, and Ben Wayne, the catalyst to make those forward runs. And it was a really, really tidy finish. Again, Tim Payne makes that beautiful ball in behind, the run on the shoulders, and this is what I was talking about, that boy. He just wants to get in goal scoring position. Lobs a keeper, really tidy finish. Really hard to see Devonport come back from this, but wonderful finish and a great run forward.
And the keeper on that occasion, Keegan Smith, makes the mind up for the striker, doesn't he? Probably doesn't need to come there, because then he offers Ben Wayne that opportunity, and really all it took was that lob. He was smart enough to see what was in the offing, and Ben Wayne finished it. Here's a chance for Devonport to get one back. Ball to the far post, well defended. That's a heavy clash. The desperation shown there from Kellen Elliott was brilliant. Muradi last. And Henry Andrews couldn't control it, but does win the throw. Here's Muradi again. Now Connor Park. Bidwell plays it forward, but that's easy pickings for Scott Wooten. And another free kick to Wellington Phoenix.
How many times have we seen it during this game? We're probably going to see it a lot this year in the A-League, is that ball out of the defence from Wellington. And Ben Wayne, again, finds just a yard of space off the shoulders and that awareness. And like you said, the keeper pretty much made his mind up. He's been pretty good all night, Keegan Smith. It just shows at this level, when you're not certain in making the right decision, you get punished.
Around the grounds, Peninsula Power still leading NWS Spirit 2-1. Western United now 2-1 over Melbourne Victory. And Sydney United leading Monaro Panthers by 2-0. In the big A-League clash, it was a George Timotheo own goal, a Jake Brimmer equaliser, and Lockie Wales putting Western United back ahead there. Wellington go forward in search for a fourth. Last, his ball cut out. Sutton thought about the shot. Wayne for the hat-trick. Ben Wayne with the shot wide of the mark. Well, this is a big moment for Wellington Phoenix fans who will be tuning in tonight. Bozidar Kraev, one of their big-name signings in the off-season. A perfect opportunity for him to get some minutes under his belt. And it's got quite the CV. Archie capped 24 times by Bulgaria after making his international debut as a teenager back in 2017. His most recent game came against world champions France in a friendly for Bulgaria in August. Spent some time at Midtjylland in Denmark. As the corner comes in, and almost fumbled by Keegan Smith. But, of course, at the same club that Albert Mobile spent some time at.
Well, welcome to Australia. You're in Devonport.
Not the most glamorous of debuts for him, but important in the preparation of the season. Home fans wanting a free kick.
Oh, you find that one!
They thought, well, there's a push there. And there was a push a second earlier. Why didn't you give us one?
Not much in that one for Devonport there, but I thought Ben Wayne made a bit of a meal for that one.
So it'll be interesting to watch Kraev, who will play in the midfield.
He's quite a big boy out there. He's
1.86 metres tall. Had some offers to stay in Europe, but said he wanted to try a new challenge. He's got a 2-year deal. Of course, one of the players brought in to fill the hole left by Reno Piscopo. And Gail Sandoval, of course, who was the Mexican who was on a loan deal, no longer at the club. There's also talk perhaps of a return for Roy Krishna. And Wellington were trying hard to get him back at the club, but in the end, Krishna decided to remain in India, signed for an Indian Super League club.
How good would it have been to see Krishna back?
Great player.
Always exciting.
Johnny Warren medalist. He's won the best player in the competition a couple of seasons ago before heading overseas. Here's Pennington for Wellington. Here's his first touch substitute. Kraev. Be used to these positions. Here he is. Kraev on the edge of the area. Shields the ball. Looking for some support. Finds it on the left via Sutton. Lewis to Sutton. Wootton. Kraev can't control that one. Will there be a consolation here for Devonport? Saw the idea from the teenager Charles Bidwell. Spotted Ollie Sale off his line and thought, I could put myself in the headlines here if I score this. Tried a shot from inside the centre circle.
Well, he's probably thinking why they keep talking about Taylor last. I'm going to have a shot here and put my name ahead of his at Melbourne City possibly, but very quiet here at the Portress at the moment. Like to probably send the fans home with at least a consolation goal.
Here's Wayne, who's got 2 this evening. A brace for Ben Wayne. Oscar Van Hatten with the other. Ollie Sale barking out instructions from the back, as good goalkeepers should be doing.
Good, Charlie.
Sutton. Now Lewis. Kraev looks to move things along quickly. Here's Van Hatten. It'll be interesting to see how the Wellington Phoenix go this year, Archie. Of course, a few crucial signings to be made, but it'll be a very different proposition because they will be playing home fixtures, which is something they haven't been able to do over the last couple of seasons. And in a nice touch, I thought they'll be playing one of those home games in Wollongong, which is a tribute to the people of Wollongong and the region who did a lot to make them feel at home during that extended COVID lockdown, which is where they were based, of course.
And look, for a Wellington player, I just know from my own experience that when you're playing in a crowd that's not to what the sort of level you are when you're at home, it can be really difficult, and they did the best of what the situation was, and now they've got the opportunity to play home. Here's
a chance. Garrido couldn't control it. He's worked hard all night and he's got that skill about him. He's got a great first touch. He had a terrific opportunity early on in this game. I'm sure the home fans will be thinking, how different could it have been tonight if we'd taken that chance in that first period of the game.
Yeah, those sort of moments always changes the dynamics of the game. But you know, look, Wellington have been really good tonight, especially when they haven't played too much football. But it'd be interesting to see how they do play their football at home under Ufuk Talay, because you know, for Wellington fans, they haven't seen too much of the style of he likes to play. And again, it's about having those key signings, because the type of football that this Wellington team is playing now, it just needs a couple of key positions. I know David Ball's obviously one player that is dealing with a foot injury, but there would be, he'd be thinking, like you said, a couple of key signings that are needed, because what we're seeing right now, only early stages, and probably, I guess, a lesser quality team, but they're more than capable of pushing it this year.
10 home matches at Sky Stadium in Wellington during the upcoming A-League men's season. They played there just twice since March 2020.
Wow.
And there'll be a couple of games in Auckland as well, as Ben Wayne makes his way into the 18-yard area once again, and that's a good challenge from Connor Park.
Okay, they didn't make the World Cup with the men's, but they've got the Women's World Cup, which will still add a bit of excitement, not just in New Zealand, but here obviously in Australia.
Absolutely a huge year ahead coming up.
And for our boys too.
We've got Matilda's fixtures coming up, and the Socceroos in action in September in New Zealand and in Brisbane for the farewell games before they head off to the FIFA World Cup. Another corner kick for Wellington. Played to the near post, and that's another header. And it is the debutant. What an entry for Bozidar Kraev. We spoke about his height, and he finished it with aplomb. 4-0 to Wellington. They've quietened the crowd now, Archie, haven't they?
Yeah, not much to smile about there, unless you go to the canteen and get them chips and gravy. There, hopefully there's some for us. But again, it's the quality of the ball in by Wellington. He just drifts off his defender and was able to use the power of the cross and just nods it home for a crowd of players. Not too much Keegan Smith can do there. And what a way to announce yourself onto the Australian football scene. Want to see plenty more of that. Ufuk Talay will be hoping this season.
So another substitution for Wellington Phoenix. Righty Bidois coming on for Ben Wayne. Terrific night for Ben Wayne, who has a brace. He opened the scoring in the 9th minute of this contest. Great to see so many young players on both sides featuring tonight. Ufuk Talay talking earlier today about how many players have come through the academy system at Wellington. 15 in the last 2 seasons, which is incredible. Great to see those young players getting an opportunity here this evening as well.
That's such an amazing stat, because that's what you want. You want your club to be able to tune out players, know the culture of the club, and you know, when you're starting from an academy team, pretty much from a team that you've grown up and watch as a fan, it makes it even more. I know that a lot of the Melbourne Victory players at my time there were fans. They come through the system, and it just means so much more to them.
Van Hatten with the ball across the face of goal. Costa Barbarousis looks like he'll play out the 90 minutes. He'd love to get on the score sheet as well in his return. Here he is on the ball, Barbarousis. Nice run inside the 18-yard area. Ball cut back for the substitute, Bidois. Couldn't get to final touch, which was decisive enough. But we speak about those academy players. Paul Temple running the academy there alongside Chris Greenacre. Former Wellington Phoenix player, of course, Greenacre. Great to see him still involved at the club. Don't forget, tonight we also have, at the conclusion of this game, the draw for the round of 16. Tonight's round of 32 fixtures conclude the final games of the round of 32, and we'll find out the matchups for the round of 16, which kicks off next week. So the football continuing across Australia in this great competition, the Australia Cup. We'll keep our eyes peeled on that straight after this. Peninsula Power look like they'll go through against WS Spirit 3-1 with 10 minutes remaining there. As Wellington go forward again through Barbarouses. Lewis, who's been one of Wellington's best tonight. His delivery especially right up there. Elliott back to Pennington. Here's Kraev, who already has one to his name. Only been on the park a few minutes. The Bulgarian international. He's looking good early. Some promising signs. This time the cross from Sutton cut out. Western United are still ahead against Melbourne, victory 2-1, and Sydney United 2-1 leaders over the Monaro Panthers in the other games in the round of 32 as Devonport City strikers go to their bench again. Max Reisig making his entrance for Henry Andrews. He's got a bit of the Tommy Rogic about him, Henry Andrews, his stature, hasn't he? Look, he's tall and thin, and the way he moves around the midfield. I didn't want to say too much when he was on the park, not to jinx him, but I've been thinking it all night, Archie. And Brody Dennehy, the other substitute to come on. Corner kick. This one easily cleared by Joel Stone that time. Another dangerous ball in. Toby Barton with the header away. Here's a chance. Bidwell plays it out to the left. Wellington quick to get the numbers back. There's a professional foul. Surely that is blown, and it is. Lockie Keevers was waiting to see if there was any advantage. And the home side crowd find some voice. Love to see them get one for the 3,000 plus that have made their way here to Valley Road tonight. Taylor last. We'll step over. The last one he took was well over the crossbar.
Yeah, I'm scared it hit our Hertz rental car.
Archie parked his car right behind this goal, so Taylor, please don't overhit it. Here it is. This is a better delivery by Taylor last. Ollie Sale needs to come. And the shot wide of the mark from the substitute, Dennehy.
Yeah, the Wellington players, the two wing backs for me have been outstanding. The way they've been able to get up and down, especially Callum Elliott. He's going to have a lot more say this year. Certainly got the quality.
Dominic Smith, the number 3, and Aaron Kidmus, the number 5, also coming on. So great to see Tom Ballantyne, the coach, giving these players an opportunity for some time on the big stage.
I will say one thing about Costa Barbarouses. I know that he's not on the score sheet, but he's been very, very tidy tonight. He's made some really smart runs. 1 or 2 checks off, get the ball, nice touches, brings other players in.
So a promising start for Wellington Phoenix in their campaign. Semi-finalist last year in the Australia Cup. And they'll find out within the next hour who their opponents will be in the round of 16. Here's another opportunity. Is there a fifth? Barbarousis looking for the pass. Kraev. And now the shot across the face of goal. From Oscar Van Hatten's already got one to his name. Wanted a second there, Arch.
Again, it was Callum Elliott really running at the Devonport defence. But just sort of gets it caught at his feet there, bobbles a little bit and just pulls it across the face of goal.
So much rain here today in Devonport. The ground has held up really well considering. Tell you what, we were in Perth a couple of weeks ago and this surface is better than what we saw in Perth when Manchester United had to play on.
No good.
Barbarousis runs into space and finds the ball. Van Hatten. And now look at the space here for Pennington. He'll think about the shot, decides to go with the percentages. A short pass. Elliott cuts it back for Kraev. Almost a second for the international. Blazidar Kraev making an impact.
It's an acceleration from Callum Elliott. Just drops the shoulder and gets past his defender really easily. Just picks out a player.
Wayward ball from Kraev that time.
You can see he picks up really good positions already in the 18-yard box, getting to know his players, and that's what it's all about at these early stages. Australia Cup pre-season games, learning about your team.
Lewis. Pennington. Wootton. Well, not too many have left, Archie. They're all still here at Valley Road. The Gordon Rimmer stand packed to the rafters. That was full 2 hours before kickoff. They wanted prime position. And whilst the home side hasn't won the game tonight, they've been competitive and they've put on a terrific show against a quality A-League men's side in the Wellington Phoenix.
Let's go, Robbie. Come on, mate.
Billed as the biggest night in Tasmanian football history. And those that were here tonight might be disappointed with the result, but won't be disappointed with the occasion. And that's the beauty of this competition. We talk about the magic of the cup, and it puts into the spotlight so many great communities, so many great football clubs across Australia, just as it has done this evening here in Devonport. Long ball in, and the substitute with the header. Aaron Kidmus wasn't too far away. That got the crowd up off their feet.
Yeah, just couldn't seem to direct the header. Had a beautiful leap. Again, it was that floated ball into the back post. Yeah, very difficult to be able to generate and even be able to get that onto a target.
Another substitution about to be made by Wellington. Double one at that. So one of the goal scorers coming off, Oscar Van Hatten. And Callan Elliott also making his way. No rush for those two. Marco Lorenz making his way onto the park. And Noah Kanuraname also coming on. Some of the academy players we spoke of a few moments ago. Keeping an eye on things around the grounds for you in the other games in the round of 32. Sydney United 3-0 leaders over the Monaro Panthers with a few minutes remaining there. Western United 2-1 over Melbourne victory. The cup holders could be out in the round of 32. The A-League champions in front there. Here's another chance for Wellington as the substitutes combine. Kraev. Turn on the edge of the 18-yard area by Bidouin. Kanaraname couldn't control it. Now Pennington. Sam Wooten. Clayton Lewis, one of the best for the Knicks tonight. Devonport trying to win it back. Lewis steps in and delivers the pass out wide. Sutton. Right up there amongst the best for the Knicks tonight as well on this left-hand side, Sad Sutton. Here's Tim Payne.
You can see a lot of influence on the players from Ufuk-Talay. Very technical, good and tight areas, 1 or 2 touches, very similar to the type of player he is or was.
That one almost came into our commentary box, Archie. With my hands full, I'm not sure I would have done well in catching that one. There'll be 4 minutes of added time here, with Wellington leading by 4 goals to 0. And still not one spectator has left the venue, Archie. They're still here. They're loving seeing A-League opposition in action in Devonport.
Oh, they've been in for a treat all night, because the way that Wellington are playing and passing the ball technically, saying that to some of the fans here, is that it's great to see some of the young kids to be able to see this quality.
Lovely flick by Barbarousis. Looking for Kanaraname. There'll be another corner kick for the Knicks.
It's got a real Gippsland Falcons feel to this stadium, mate. I tell you what, I've been reminiscing being here about my time in
your first
the
club
Valley.
Your first club in the NSL, National Soccer League?
Yeah.
Yeah. Morwell Falcons? Was it the Gippsland Falcons or the Morwell Falcons?
A few names.
Yeah.
Eastern Pride.
Frank Arrock, your coach, your first coach?
Superstar.
Yeah.
Unique character. But learned so much from him.
Here's Clayton Lewis. Costa Barbarousis. He's played out the 90 minutes, Barbarousis. Here's Pennington with a dangerous ball in. Devonport clear it away. And that's out for another throw into Ufuk-Talay's side. He'll be very happy with his team's performance tonight. They stay alive in this competition. Lewis does well. Strong in the challenge. Now Sutton for Barbarousis in some space. Will he try a shot here? Costa Barbarousis finds some space. Now unwinds Barbarousis. Wide of the mark. He did well to find that extra yard, didn't he, Archie? And pulled the trigger. Just missed the target.
Well, that's when Costa Barbarousis is at his best. It's when he's shaping to shoot, fakes and keeps going, continuing. You can see where he was aiming to that bottom corner. Such a tricky player to be able to defend against. He's so sharp on his feet.
And a couple of minutes remaining here, and Wellington looking for a 5th. That'll please their boss. They continue to press. There's a chance now for Joel Stone. Lovely reverse ball in. He's looking for Garrido. Wellington defending it well though. Sutton plays it for Barbarousis. Terrific first touch by Costa Barbarousis to open the field again. This is Marco Lorenz on the right-hand side, the substitute. Plays a 1-2. Lorenz still going and wins the corner kick. That was a terrific build-up by Wellington.
Like you said, that first touch to be able to open up the space for the wide play of Wellington.
So this will be the last action of this tie. Ticked over the 94 minutes by the time this corner is taken. Well, Lockie Kiva says that's enough. The result remains a comprehensive win for the Wellington Phoenix in a wonderful night for football in Tasmania. A packed stadium here at Valley Road witnessed a terrific contest. Devonport ultimately outclassed by their A-League men's opposition. The final score here at Valley Road: Devonport City Strikers 0, Wellington Phoenix 4. I'll be very proud of their team's performance though tonight, Archie Thompson.
Yeah, it was always going to be tough facing a A-League opposition. First time in their club history in this competition. But it was the occasion, like you said, of the support of the community, the way they've set this up, how things that could have been a little bit different if they had taken that opportunity nice and early in the game. But that quality of Wellington Phoenix just shone through. Real imprints of what Ufuk Talay has done at this club. Some really silky performances, especially in that front third. Ben Wayne, devastating in front of goal. Costa Barbarousse is ever present with some wonderful touches. And a new signing. Nice to make your debut and score a goal in Australia Cup.
Yeah, terrific introduction to the A-League men's ranks for Bosniak Krajev, the Bulgarian international who scored only moments after coming on. Ben Wayne was terrific all night with a double, and Oscar Van Hatten also putting his name on the score sheet as well. Here are the goals if you've just joined us. An early opportunity for Francesco Garrido. This was 7 minutes into the contest. Taylor last did really well here to find some space in the pass, and Garrido has 16 goals in the NPL competition in Tasmania, just couldn't find the mark, and then just moments later Devonport's defence split open and Ben Wayne with a terrific finish to open the scoring. This was in 9 minutes into the game.
And again, it was that turn from Costa Barbarousse. They're going to be a dynamic duo, those two. And again, those long balls in behind Sam Sutton. Ben Wayne could have got his hat-trick with that goal, coming into the second half, but just scuffed a shot. Another opportunity here, but really didn't create too much, and that was really easy for Ollie Sale. And again, it was the quality of the ball from Clayton Lewis we've seen pretty much all night. Unable to get a purchase of Wooten there in the follow-up. Again, that beautiful lofted header.
Oscar
really,
Van Hatten it was, and that made it 2-0, Archie, and from that point on it was really all Wellington Phoenix. The delivery from Clayton Lewis, as you said, once again was spot on, and then Ben Wayne made it 3 for Wellington.
And again,
the keeper here just perhaps an error by committing himself early, making the decision for Ben Wayne. Keegan Smith racing off his line.
But it's what Wellington done all night that was really impressive, was that defence to attack. And it was due to this man here and his runs. Costa Barbarousse has a wonderful finish. And Krajev just peels off his defender, uses the speed of the ball, glances it down, and the amount of players in front of the goalkeeper was difficult for him to see. And nice introduction to football here in Australia.
Yeah, he stands tall in the midfield, the Bosniak Krajev, and that was a terrific finish to get his first goal for the Wellington Phoenix. A comprehensive win for Ufuk Talay's side on a perfect night for football. Perfect winter's evening here at Valley Road. Over 3,000 spectators made their way in to the Portress. Great to see so many enjoying a wonderful night of football. And seeing firsthand A-League opposition here for the first time in Devonport. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget tonight, later tonight, the conclusion of all the other games in the round of 32, the draw for the round of 16. Stay with us on 10 Play. From me, Michael Saponi, and Archie Thompson, thanks for joining us from Devonport.